Mayad nga agahon. Coming to you live from Numancia, Aklan in Numancia, Aklan in the Philippines. Hope everybody is having a good day. I got my morning cup of coffee right here. My coffee with Ginno cup. And this coffee I'm drinking today is Nescafe. Nescafe French vanilla flavor. 3-in-1 coffee. 3-in-1 coffee is it's a mixture of coffee, cream, and sugar. And this one, I got this from my good friend Ivan. He brought this all the way from Canada. He got this for me in Canada because I have not seen a French vanilla flavor here as far as 3-in-1 coffee. Usually 3-in-1 coffee here is just regular flavor. And then you can buy the creamer here. I've only seen the powder. I have not seen the French vanilla creamer that I like in the United States. The actual cream, it comes in like a blue bottle, plastic bottle made by Nestle. I haven't seen that here, and I haven't seen that here in the Philippines. But I have seen the powder version of it, the powder version. This one's pretty good. I like. I'm trying to like rationing it because there was 18 pieces in the box that I got from my good friend Ivan. So I'm trying to like drink only like maybe two a week, so it'll last longer. So I don't run out of the Nescafe French vanilla. Good morning, Edgar. Good to see you, my friend, on the live stream. I'll start again like I normally do with the weather report, because that seems to have a lot of interest for people, especially the ones that are coming here. They're always asking me, what's the weather like here in the Philippines, July or August or October? We are definitely in the rainy season now, end of July, no doubt about it. It's like a rainy season now. Yesterday, we didn't get any rain in our area. Close, it looked like we were because it was getting cloudy. Towards the end of the day, we did get a little light rain around 5:30 p.m., 6 p.m. But nothing, no heavy rain or no downpour or anything. Just light mist, like a light mist, light raindrops. No weather condition right now inside the Philippine area of responsibility. They call that here the PAR. But there is a low pressure area estimated 1,140 kilometers east of southeastern Luzon. That's still far. That's still outside the Philippine area of responsibility. But those low pressure area, they usually turn into like a tropical depression, tropical storm. So that could be the next storm, that could be the next typhoon headed our way. Again, in that area of southeastern Luzon, that's the Bicol region. That will be, if it comes to the Philippine area of responsibility, that will be the fourth typhoon this year. But today, in places like Zambales, Bataan, Occidental Mindoro, there are possible floods or landslide due to moderate and heavy rain. And the rain, it's being caused by habagat. Habagat is monsoon rains, and that's where we are in the season of habagat right now. This is probably, I would say, July and August is like the peak of habagat season in the Philippines. We're gonna get a lot of rain. The wettest time of the year usually is July and August. Same thing with Metro Manila. It says here, occasional rains caused by the habagat. Pampanga, Tarlac, Bulacan, all the areas in in Luzon. And then here in the Visayas, it just says cloudy skies with scattered rains and thunderstorm. Again, because of the habagat. JB, all right. Good morning, JB, my good friend in Sydney, Australia. Good morning, JB. Ed Diaz. Ooh, that's a new name. Ed, nice. Hello from Ventura, California. I know where Ventura is, man. I used to live in Los Angeles County. I lived in Long Beach, California. I graduated from high school in Long Beach, California. So I'm a little bit familiar where Ventura is. I think the Highway 101, is it the 101 freeway? I mean, it's been a while. It's been like, I haven't been back in California. Man, I can't even, like in early 90s, I think was the last time I was back in California. But good to see you in the live stream, Ed. Appreciate you joining the live stream. Sergeant USA, my good friend Daniel from Jacksonville, Florida. Hello, Daniel. Hope you are having a good day, Daniel. Hope you're having a good day in Florida. Hope it's not too hot. I remember you telling me on the other live stream that it's like in 35, 36 degrees Celsius. You know, that's pretty hot. That's pretty hot, man. Charlie Latz, good morning, Ginno and others. All right, Charlie, good morning. Thank you so much for joining the live stream. I just dropped off Lyanna at school this morning. It's Monday morning here, so every Monday morning, Lyanna, she has what's called cleaners. Cleaners at the public school here in the Philippines, in our area, in Aklan, all of Aklan, all the public schools in Aklan. When you're the scheduled cleaner, they divide the kids. Like in Lyanna's class, there's about 36 kids. So each day they're designated to be cleaners. And Monday is Lyanna's cleaners day. So what they do, they clean the classroom. They have a CR, comfort room or restroom inside the classroom. They part of the cleaning, and they sweep the outside of their classroom. There's a lot of trees in Lyanna's school, which is nice because it keeps the school cooler with the big mango trees that they have. It covers the roof area, so keeps the classrooms cooler. But they have to sweep the outside, and they have to get there usually before 7 a.m. And then at 7:30 they have flag ceremony. So flag ceremony starts at 7:30. She's about to go to flag ceremony now because it's 7:24. They raise the flag. They have the Girl Scouts, the Boy Scouts raising the flag, Philippine national anthem, and then the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the Philippines. The Aklan hymn, it's an Aklan song that they play, and they have the Numancia song, and then the school song, kind of like a school fight song, like Numancia Integrated School. And then they'll do a little bit of calisthenics. You know, they'll do some stretching, some jumping jacks for about 10, 15 minutes, and then they go to class. That's their Monday routine for Lyanna. All done in school uniform. Everybody, Monday is a big school uniform in Lyanna's school. Most of the kids now, I've noticed, have been wearing uniforms, but Monday, they try to make it majority have to be in. They can't make it mandatory, I think, because it's public school. But on Mondays, most kids are wearing their uniforms, at least for Monday anyway. Alan, my good friend in Texas, howdy. Hello, happy Monday. Did you take an extra piece of cherry pie? No, I didn't. Because, you know, it was only one pie, Alan, you know, so I would have felt bad, you know. I'm one of those guys, like even the lumpia, you know, there was a tray of lumpia. I had two lumpia, you know. I'm not one of those, like, would like, you know, get all the good stuff, you know. I tasted all the food, delicious food. And the pie, you know, it's like Filipinos aren't big at making pie. I'm sure James had something to do with that making of the pie, because Filipinos, you don't see many pies here, American style pies anyway, that I like. I like apple pie. I like a coconut cream pie. They just do not do a lot of pies in the Philippines. I can't even think if I wanted a pie even in Calibo. About the only pie that I can really get around this area is buko pie. That I know. Buko pie is very popular, and then egg pie. Egg pie is like a egg custard pie. Those are the two pies I can get. I can even get them here at there's a bakery that I like getting it. But those are about the only two pies you'll get here. That's kind of similar to like American pie, but it was delicious. It was delicious. And then even the lumpia. James told me the secret of Karen's lumpia. I won't divulge. I'll let James divulge the secret, but it was delicious. We had a great time. It's just always nice to see our friends, and then it's almost like we're the same group now. I've noticed, like when we go to the Canadian Beaver, it's the same group of expats, and then now at James's house. So it's fun. It's nice to see everyone. Good conversation. Our favorite, Dazzle, Lyanna, and I, we really like the beef caldereta. Beef caldereta is like cooked in tomato-based sauce, and it'll have carrots, tomatoes, bell peppers, and red onion. And the beef caldereta was really good because the meat was tender. That's always the thing with beef in the Philippines. It's hard to get like the beef here tender or tenderize it. That's the hardest part when you buy beef here. A lot of times the beef are tough. Like even my friend David, the night before the party yesterday, they went out to the 8 Ball Tavern in Calibo, and his friend ordered steak, and he said that the steak wasn't the most tender steak that he's had. And that's probably the 8 Ball Tavern. They have like the best burgers in Calibo. Australian beef is what they use. So I'm sure the steak was Australian beef, but the friend said that it was still a little on the tougher side, not the tender side. But that's what you expect. That's why I pretty much gave up on eating steaks, because I have lived in Texas before. I've tasted like a lot of nice steaks in Texas, and I know I can't replicate that here. Buying a steak, cook it, grilling it, and then A1 sauce and all that. I can't replicate that. So I just gave up on eating steaks. It's been like 9 years since the last time I ate steak. And Dazzle doesn't eat steak, so it works out. Dazzle's never tried steak. But we do cook beef. We'll buy beef, like we'll cube it, and then we'll put it in the slow cooker. We do that. That's about the only beef that we eat when we cook beef. Michael, my good friend Entrese Martires. Good morning, bro. I saw the party. The cherry pie looked delicious. It was, man. Even the cherries on it, man. It's like, I don't know where they got the cherries, but it's not, I don't think it's like bottled cherries or anything. Because I've had like cherries here. It was like good. It was like just the right amount, like the sweetness and the tartness. It was just like, good tasting pie. I really enjoyed that pie. Still super pouring here. Wow! Well, I can't believe that, Mike. You saw how sunny it was over at James and Karen's house yesterday. It's like, and now today, I dropped Lyanna off. It's like sunny still. They got flag ceremony this morning. It's just amazing how that is. I've noticed. And it's not just this time, the previous weeks. Luzon has been getting most of the rain. In the Philippines, you got 3 sets of groups of island. It's got the big island, it's kind of like considered like the big island of Luzon, the big group of islands of Visayas where we're at, and then Mindanao. Those are like the 3 regions of islands in the Philippines. And it seemed like Luzon is, so far this rainy season, they're getting a lot of the rain. We did get rain. You saw the past couple there was a little bit of flooding in areas here in Aklan, in Panay Island, but it's back to sunny weather. It was sunny yesterday. Looks like another sunny day today. We were actually we were gonna plan on taking going fishing today, but I recall we were talking yesterday. I just remember Loola's. The only day Loola's is closed is Monday. Out of all the days, because they work the weekend, so kind of understand. They have to have one day. The workers there have to have a day off. So Monday is their day off. But I'm sure we'll get fishing again, get going again. Actually, Dazzle and Mom, after we left the party, we went to Loola's fish farm just to check whether if there is any way they could be open today, because our friends from Iloilo, they wanted to go fishing today. But I understand, we know the owners pretty good, but we understand because it's their only day off, and we tried, but because we were there, Dazzle and Mom, they went ahead and went fishing, for like 2 hours. They went fishing, but 2 hours is not enough for them, they say. I think Dazzle caught like 2 fish, and Mom didn't catch a fish, for those 2 hours. So now I'm sure she's eager to go back to Loola's fish farm again. Fortune, hey, my good friend from Bacoor, Cavite, Fortune. Good AM, dear friends, with today. All right, Fortune. Good morning, Fortune. Sure, pie looks good. Yes, Karen asked her, she baked the cake. I didn't get the recipe. I didn't get, it was a lot going on at the party. Yes. So, I didn't want to but I'm sure we'll get it. I'm sure we'll, James did share a little bit of the secret on the lumpia, he told me. And we'll see them again because it's Dazzle's birthday this coming Thursday. And we're going to have it here in Calibo at a karaoke bar. We got the karaoke bar just to ourselves, so it's going to be fun. We invited Karen and James, and they're going to be coming. So that should be a lot of fun on Thursday. We'll try to live stream it because the owner of the karaoke bar, he said that they have Starlink. So we'll see. We'll try. If not, I'll film it for sure, and I'll make a video of the Dazzle's birthday party. Tiago Santos Maita. Oy! I like that. Oy! I hear that a lot here in the Philippines, when people call each other here and go, Uy! Uy! That's kind of like a common, like, Uy! How are you? Like a greeting here. It's like, Uy! How are you? Like Filipino greeting. It's kind of like a friendly greeting, like when they go, Uy! They're excited to see you. Caught the live at James and Karen. JB and HD were also in the live. Oh, nice. Good. We left the same time Mike and Kat and Laura, when they left, we walked out with them. We didn't stay, towards the afternoon, because for me, one thing I always have to watch is like driving at night. I don't drive well at night. I can see well at night, and then too many things can happen here when you're driving at night. I can drive from here to Calibo, no problem, because it's pretty well lit, and I know the streets. I know what areas I have to watch out, and I know certain sections of the highway where people like to walk, people like to cross the highway at nighttime, so I drive safe, I drive slow. But areas that I'm not familiar with, it's like, man, there's just so many things that can go wrong sometimes when you're driving here at night, because there's sometimes animals on the road, vehicles with no lights on, people running on the highway, and dark clothing, you can hardly see them. So just tricky. That's why I try to not end up driving anytime like nighttime here. 35, I wish. It's 36 and 38. Oh, I'm sorry, Daniel. Sorry, Dan. Thankfully, by midweek, it should... Oh, okay. All right. So it's getting cooler for you, Daniel. Getting cooler. JB Fortune. Oh, and I did see, I know, I did watch the video because you guys were telling me that James was using the drone to kill the bugs. And I saw that. That was pretty, that's pretty, like, wing, wing, wing. He's like lifting up the drone up to the light because those bugs, they're attracted to light. We get them too. We sometimes, not as big as them though, the bugs that I saw, just because probably, that's more up in the mountains. In the residential area, when it rains, we'll get those little bugs on the light, like on our front door, but not that big, not that big. It's not enough for me to notice, you'll see them like usually on a light bulb, they're like flying around like little bugs, but not that big of bugs like that one. But I could tell James was having fun, like flying the drone over them. Good AM, Fortune. All right, JB. Hello, Jessica, Juanita. Hello. That cherry pie looked good. Looked like it was from a bakery. No, homemade, crust and everything. All homemade. There was only one pie, so I didn't want, I took my piece, Karen gave me a piece, and I was like, I wasn't gonna go for seconds, I want everybody else to have a share of the pie. Classes resumed today in Bacoor. All right. So Lyanna school too. Lyanna did not have school Thursday, Friday, so back to school for Lyanna too. My top 3 bloggers are in Panay area. That's all right. Man. Good place to vlog. Plenty of places here to vlog in Panay Island. Good morning, Ginno. Hey, John. Good morning. How are you? I'm good, my brother. Thank you, John. Great to see you back in Numancia. We arrived home too from St. Petersburg, Florida. How was your trip to Balete? We saw, it's an easy trip for us. It's a nice trip for us. It's only like, I would say about 30-minute drive. And we love we go to Balete anyway, even if we weren't going to like James M. Karen. We go to Balete specifically for fruits. They have, in our province of Aklan, they have the best fruits. Bananas, plantains, avocado, and then the fruit stand we stopped yesterday have a dragon fruit, a guava, pomelo, the giant grapefruit. They just have the best fruits here in Aklan province. Not even close. And the prices are amazing. They lowest prices of fruits in our province of Aklan. At least 25 to 30% discount from when they take that stuff from Balete 30 minutes away. When they display it in Calibo, they'll up the price like 25 to 30%. That's why we love going there. We make trips there. What Dazzle and I usually do, we'll go there for lunch. There's a couple of places there that we eat. There's a bulalo, like a bulalo house. A bulalo house is like a beef soup, like what is that? The bone part, with the bone marrow of the beef, big bones too, and they'll just like cook that in a big tub, and then you get like unlimited soup, and then the meat that you get, it's not a lot of beef on it. Usually it's like the what do you call those, like the muscle or something, like here they call it lited, like how when there's a bone, there's like the jelly looking thing on it. That's what they serve with the bulalo, that or the bone marrow, the inside of the bone marrow. It's delicious. Bulalo is delicious. And then they'll put cabbage on it. They'll put string beans, corn, all kind. It just depends on who makes the bulalo. They'll put on the soup. So really good. And that's what I would do. We would go there for lunch. We'll buy all our fruit, and then we'll eat like at the bulalo stand. And then on the way, we did coming back. I've been seeing it for the longest time. There's a Vietnamese cafe in Balete, up on a hill, and now they open like a car wash next to it. So next time that we drive through there, or maybe we'll just make a trip to it, I'll have our car wash there while we eat lunch. That would be a good, we'll do that. We'll do that. We'll film the Vietnamese cafe. We'll film the car wash and the area. Balete is just nice. It's like you can see like James and Karen's house. They're up on a hill, and Balete, when you drive through Balete, it's like zigzag roads up and down. It's like I like driving there. I was even telling Dazzle, it's fun to drive there. You got to be alert, because of all the zigzag roads, but it's fun. It's so green in that area. Rice fields, trees, banana trees. They have, I'm thinking they have a lot of fruits there, good fruits, because of the soil. They got that like almost a dark red, like red type soil, and I guess that's why they get a lot of good fruits. It's like things grow there well. Things grow well in Balete. James picked a good spot for his homestead. That's a good place because me and him, we were even talking. He was telling me about corn would grow well there. In a lot of areas in Balete, there's a lot of land in Balete where people won't, you don't even need to buy the land. You can just rent the land. And when you rent the land, they will hardly charge you anything to rent the land, because a lot of times there's people, and it's not just in Balete, the whole of Aklan, even here in Numancia, plenty of rice field, farmland here where you can just rent it, because a lot of times the people that own it, they went abroad, they went to Canada, they went to the US, Australia. So it's like nobody's watching their land. So for them, if you like say, hey, I'll rent it for this much for like a couple of years, that's just extra money in their pocket. It's like you can do pretty much, on their land, they wouldn't care because they're not here. They're just happy that they're getting some money. Some money is better than zero money. So like even for us, Dazzle and I, when we go to, I always take Mom and Lyanna to their church here in Numancia. And right outside their church, there's all kinds of lands there. And I know, some of the land I could tell people are planting, but there's areas where you can tell nobody's tending on the farmland. Very easy if you're like a farmer. Very easy to rent land here. So, JB, hello, Sergeant USA Edgar. Hello, everyone. Okay, kumusta? All right. September habagat, slowing then. October amihan. Few typhoons, but can be too destructive. Then cold season. Yes. I have noticed that. Fortune, like the beginning part of the year, the July, August, September typhoons are not the strong ones, but when they hit October, November and December, if we get those typhoons, those are the strong ones, very destructive. And then once you get the Burr months, the September, October, once you get into the Burr months, you start feeling the cool air in here. I mean, it doesn't get cold in the Philippines. Like I can still wear shorts outside and t-shirt, but when I walk outside on my early morning walks, I can tell it gets cooler temperatures. You always have the Texas Roadhouse, Iloilo. Now I'm okay, man. It's not, a steak is not a big thing anymore. I'm getting messages on my messenger that it pops on top of the screen for me from my friends. Ruben and Calibo, he sent me a message. Edgar, hello JB. I can't say hello to Sart because he plans on taking all the in their 30s. His competition, Edgar. LOL, Edgar. What's up, Daniel? Great weather in Florida this weekend. There were many singles yesterday. Karen's friends. Yeah, I know. Mike was even asking them. It's like, okay, who's married now? Because they were at the wedding, and one of the girl, Mike said, was the girl that caught the bouquet. So Mike was giving them a hard time whether any of them are getting married now. Stephen Hunt, hello, how are you? I'm doing good. Thank you for asking, Stephen. Appreciate that, my friend. Cleaners, that's how we are too, from elementary to high school. Usually exempted from flag ceremony. Lyanna's not exempted. She has to do cleaners before flag ceremony. So she has to get there before at 7, and then she's in charge actually of her cleaners group, and then they have to be ready for flag ceremony at 7:30. And then today, I normally pick her up at 4 p.m. But on her cleaners day, I don't pick her up till 4:30 because I'm not added 30 minutes for her to clean in the afternoon also. Good day, everyone. Saying hello from Columbia, South Carolina. My friend Olsen and Aliyah and Isaiah. Hello, my friends. JB Manalang. I'm good. All right. Cold 7 degree. 7-degree morning. That's cold in Sydney. That's cold. And 7. Just hoping due to in their 40s. I myself been completely recovered. All right. My friend telling me he also caught a cold, but now he just messaged me that it's common. I mean, right now it's cold. It seems like it's going around here in our area. Yeah, happy birthday to Dazzle. Yes. She will be 30. Dazzle will be 30. So we should have a good I'll have a good celebration for her plan. Our relatives are coming, so should be a fun karaoke night. They love karaoke. Filipinos love karaoke, so that's always a hit. And then I was asking Dazzle what type of birthday she wanted, and she said karaoke. So we rented the karaoke bar, so it's gonna be just for Dazzle's birthday and her guests, her family and friends. So should be a great night. Still raining for us now, JB, but cold also. It's 60 degrees in Wasilla, Alaska. That's not bad for Alaska, right? Alaska, no, that's summer in Alaska. Steven said hi. I've been to Alaska a few times, flying through the military aircraft. When I used to come from the Pacific, like Japan or Korea or the Philippines, we always landed at Elmendorf in Anchorage, Alaska. So that was always fun for me because we always get to spend a day or two in Alaska, just like, taking pictures, seeing in the sights. Balikbayan guide, that's cold, Jay. Winter time down under. Yeah, peak winter down under in July. I didn't know that. Thanks. That's I didn't know that July was your peak winter in Australia. Hi, OB, doing great here in Florida. Hot here, just like in the Philippines. Balikbayan guy. It's 36 right now, but still good. All right. Termites up in the mountains looks big and healthy. Yeah. That's what I think, man. Well, it's not just termites, JB. I think all bugs in the mountains are, fat and healthy. They're like plump. They're like beefed up. They feel like they're on steroids. When you see bugs in the mountains, man. They're living the life there. You got that cool, fresh air. They don't have to worry about city life or anything like that. They're living, bugs in the mountains, man. They're living the life. Good morning. Hey, James and Karen, right there. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you. Oh yes, we would have not have missed it, man. We had a great time. Thank you, James and Karen. Love the lumpia. Love the secret. You know the secret of lumpia, James. And then the pie. I mean the amazing food. You know, delicious food. Dazzle, Lyanna, and I, our favorite was the beef caldereta. So the beef was just so tender, and the sauce on the caldereta, man, that's like some of the best caldereta sauce I've had. You know, even we were talking about that on the way home. So man, that caldereta was like delicious, and it was just so fun, you know, to see everybody again, just hanging out. Um, And we'll see you on Thursday, man. We'll see you guys on Thursday. See you on Thursday. Can't wait. We'll have fun on Thursday. I know we'll have fun again. We always have fun when we get together, but it should be a good time on Thursday. Good morning, guys. Just watched Karen's birthday video. Very nice. We enjoyed watching it. We're back home now, too. All right. The Vietnamese cafe in Balete is owned by Karen's. Oh, okay. I've not tried it. You know, every time we pass it, it's always like, dang, we already ate, or dang. But one of these days, we'll plan a trip there, James. What we'll do is just for lunch. And because we like going to Balete anyway, because you guys got the best fruits in Balete, man. Or okay, I'll definitely try their drinks. The probably Vietnamese drinks, but we always go to Balete even before we knew you guys. We always like from our house we would take a trip to Balete just to when it's like rambutan season, lanzones season. I mean that Dazzle and Lyanna, they love that stuff. So we would just go to Balete just for that, and there's a favorite of ours. There's a couple of favorite fruit stands that where we go. Dazzle likes a certain avocado at this stand. She likes a certain guava at this stand. So we know, like, we hit like a couple of fruit stands there in Balete. Good morning, our friends. Balikbayan guy, JB Manalang. All right. Hot and humid. Hello, Ginno, Dazzle, and what a great party. Yes, great party. It was awesome. So much fun. Glad we were able to celebrate with James and Karen. That was a great time. Hey, all right. Love. Very good. Okay. Happy birthday again, Karen from Fortune. Happy birthday again. We called them Gamu Gamu. They came, yes. The ones here that I see them, Fortune, they're smaller. Like I said, man, the bugs in the mountains, man, they're beefed up. They're like they're all juiced up in the mountains, man. How are you? All right. Hello, Janet, Mom Janet. All right. Oh, thank you so much, Mom Janet. Appreciate it. Appreciate the super chat. Happy birthday, Dazzle. Yes, she will be 30 years old this Thursday. She's excited. I told her, you only turned 30 once, babe. So we will have to celebrate bigger than usual. Usually when we celebrate our birthday, we usually just go out to dinner or something like that, quiet type birthday. But I told Dazzle, it's her 30th birthday. It's a milestone for her. So we're going to celebrate it bigger than normal. Balik, I'm good with the family gathering was Saturday. This 40 years anniversary. All right, congratulations. 70 in Chicago. That's not too bad. 70, right? Mom Janet, for Chicago, that's not bad, not super cold. Your bugs have more meat than your cows. That's funny, Daniel. That's funny. Man, I've seen some bugs here, even here in our subdivision sometimes, Daniel, when we're walking at like sunset. I see some bugs sometimes. I go, whoa, that's a big bug, I'm not a big bug person, but when I see them, I'm like, whoa, that's like a big one. Sergeant. All right, JB. Hello, Janet. It's more sad than It's more sad than funny. Daniel says more sad. Hey, Ria, my good friend in Tennessee. Hi, Ginno. Has the Aklan River? Yes, it has subsided. The Aklan River. I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm glad. Yesterday, on the way to James and Karen's house, we have to pass that bridge. It's called the longest bridge in Panay Island. It's in Lezo. It connects Lezo, Aklan to Calibo, to Tigayon area of Calibo. So we were on that bridge and the water has subsided. It's way back to like its normal depth. You know, it's like at least, you know, from the bridge I can look down. It's like 25 feet down. You know, it's back to normal. So maybe they just had like a torrid rain up in the mountains, you know, and then it came down the mountains. That's why Aklan River had like that. How are you guys? We are doing good. We are doing good. Today's going to be Dazzle's still asleep. Mom's outside. I think she's doing laundry outside. But just another day, you know, no plans. I think our friend David told us he wants to eat at 3, you know, at the 8 Ball Tavern. So we'll head out there for that at 3. They're headed back to David and his girlfriend. They're headed back to Iloilo City tomorrow. We were hoping to go fishing with them today, but unfortunately, Loola's fish farm is closed on Mondays. That's the only day they're closed is Monday. They're open all day, all week long, except for Monday. It's their only day off. So, you know, I did try to see if we can sneak in there today, but you know, they just don't have the staff to help us while we're there. Edgar, I'm not a good cook, but I wonder if the problem with the beef, they don't dry age it enough for flavor, tenderness. Oh no, I have never seen like dry age beef here, man. Beef here, Edgar, when they slaughter a beef here, they go through it pretty fast. They sell it pretty fast. You know, you'll see them hanging at the public market here. It's the thing that caught me off guard one time was like the first time I see it, because I've never seen anything like it. It's like the leg of the beef, they have it on a hook, right? And the hoof, the actual hoof of the beef is still on the meat. You know, I guess it's to show proof to you that it's a cow. You know, because sometimes there's always like, is that what kind of beef is that? You know, that question comes up. So I guess to show proof that it's a cow, they leave the hoof, and that's just how meat is here. You know, they'll like slaughter it, they'll hang it on the public market. You know, so I don't think that I've never heard of anybody like as far as dry aging beef here. Beef won't last long here. If they slaughter beef here, everybody's gonna want a piece of it. You know, it's like if they bring it to the public market, like if they slaughter a cow like in the morning time, or by the time the evening time comes, you know, that beef is all gone. You know, people go to the market starting early in the morning and they're buying like their pieces of beef. Same thing with pork. You know, like it could be like a big pig, and when they slaughter the pig, all those pieces of the pig, the inside, the outside, everything, all parts of the pig, the knuckles, the legs, you know, they sell fast. You know, they don't have a problem selling meat items here. And then maybe as far as the beef being tough, maybe just because they're older. I'm thinking maybe because they're older, the beef is, you know, the cow itself is older, you know, maybe, you know, it's like, but it is hard to find a tender, like a tender piece of steak, you know, it's hard to find. It's hard to find, like in Filipino beef anyway. But you know, there are Australian beef. You can buy Australian beef. I know at SNR in Iloilo City, and I know somehow in Boracay, there's a deli in Boracay on D Mall. They have steaks, you know, so but they're pricey, very pricey steaks in Boracay. Even if you eat like a steak dinner in Boracay, a legit American style steak, it's not cheap, not cheap. The restaurant, they open a Wolfgang restaurant at New Coast Boracay. I mean, their steaks are like over 2,000 pesos each to start just the steak. That's like $36. That's pretty expensive for Filipinos here. We're good, Janet. Just celebrated our... Oh, congratulations, John! 16th wedding anniversary. Congratulations. What a milestone. What a milestone. Edgar, yes, totally agree. They used to, now you can't tell, the aging of beef in the store. Here they price by the cut. Yeah. Yeah, I've just never heard that here, Edgar, here in the Philippines. I've never heard like aging the beef. I know what you mean. I've seen it in the US. I've seen documentaries about it where they keep the steaks, they age them to like, to make them, the Ruth Steakhouse, those places in the US that they age their beef to make it a perfect steak when they cook it. Dazzle still looks like she's in her early 20s. She got that yesterday. Actually, our friend David, she put Dazzle, Lyanna, and his girlfriend together, and then the girls were taking group photos, and she was, people were saying like you couldn't tell their age. They all, Dazzle always looks young. People, especially when they meet Dazzle, they're surprised. Like how young she looks. Happy anniversary! All right. Balik, happy 16. All right, thank you again, Mom Janet. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the super chat. We will have a fun celebration this Thursday. Dazzle's family, they're really fun. And then you put a microphone in front of them, that karaoke. They know how to have a good time. Mom, she knows how to have Nene, the sisters, bro. I mean, they know how to have a good time. I'm hoping I can live stream it because like I have a good time with them because they make me smile. They make me laugh. They are not shy when it comes to karaoke. That's one thing about Filipinos, man. Filipinos might be shy, reserved, quiet, but when it comes to karaoke, it's almost like another person comes out when they hear, you put a microphone in a Filipino, it doesn't matter if they're like, they can't really sing or voice is not that great, but man, they will belt out some songs. Karaoke is like a thing in the Philippines where it kind of like binds people, that makes it a fun, makes a fun night. It's good to know the river has subsided. It's just frustrating that our family home is always in danger of flooding. I know, Ria. There's many like that. It's like I filmed that even on the bridge, La Serna, Barangay La Serna in Calibo. That it doesn't take much those areas to get flooded. I know that it's frustrating because it's a lot of work when it floods, when the flood leaves. Even though a lot of people's homes are cement and tiles, it's a lot of mud. That's what I see, a lot of mud when you get flooded. Cleaning, all that stuff is a lot of hard work. It is what it is. Yes, it is what it is with the property. You're welcome, Ria. Happy 16th, BG. All right. Balik, you're still as welcome. You pray for me. Oh, thank you. All right, John. Thank you. I'm looking forward to our 23rd and 23rd, the fortune. Wow, congrats. That's a lot of years. Our milestone will be next year. It'll be Dazzle and I's 10th year wedding anniversary. So that's gonna be a big, I'll plan something big for our 10th wedding. I wanted to travel. I wanted us like especially travel like abroad for Dazzle and I, but she just doesn't not like flying. So, but I'll try to come up with something. We will go somewhere for our 10th wedding anniversary. Thank you guys. All right, balikbayan, John. Just a simple dry rub of salt, coarse salt on steak for 24 hours. Makes okay, all right. But it has to sit in refrigerator overnight. Oh, okay. That's the trick. That's the trick. All right. Honor, celebrate yours as well. All right. Yes, Jan. We always pray. We always pray. Good. Good deal. Good deal. That's what I do with my steak, Edgar. In Chicago, we used to have Fulton Market. The aging of beef was stamped USDA. Oh, okay. That's what those stamps were, Mom Janet. I never could understand that. What those stamps. I bought steaks before, and I was like, oh, there's like stamps on it. I always just look at the price. When I was in the U.S., I always just look at the price. It's like, but I do remember they got those stamps on them on the meat. On the meat, they would stamp the meat. No problem. A pleasure. We'll view in for. All right. All right. And then like I said, I'll try to live stream it that way. If it's an odd time, it'll be like 5 a.m. or 2 a.m. in the U.S. But at least it'll get recorded and people can watch the replay. You should know good beef. Yeah, right. Australia, man, they're known for like good. That's the good beef here in the Philippines. Actually, it's like when I have eaten beef, it's like burgers, man. The burgers at the 8 Ball Tavern, they're made from Australian beef, and it really good burgers, meaty burgers. New Zealand beef is actually better. Ooh, all right. I might have to ask them, JB, if it's Australian or New Zealand. I'll have to ask them. Now that you mentioned that, I'll have to find whether they have a New Zealand beef here. Maybe I've eaten New Zealand beef and didn't even know about it, because I know in Boracay they import a lot of beef in Boracay. I know it. The most of the beef that's served there. I know they're not most of the steaks. I know that Wolfgang Steakhouse. That's their beef is gonna be imported. What salt do you use? Interested in choice. Kosher salt. All right, kosher salt. All right, Joel, my good friend Joel and Eileen in Arizona. Looking forward to being back in Calibo. Yes, we are too. We love when you guys are in Calibo. We'll have our cafes. Joel and Eileen, when they come here from Arizona, we're always like eating at different cafes, restaurants in Calibo. They're our food buddy. We love going out to eat and stuff like that with them in Calibo. I'm trying to think, Joel, if there's any new. I'll have to see. I'll have to come up with a list of if there's any new restaurants or cafes now. They're always like sneaking like a new cafe, new restaurant in Calibo. But I haven't noticed. I'll ask Dazzle. Maybe Dazzle has noticed. Lowry's Steakhouse and Morton's were famous. I have heard of Morton's. Steak before. I've never tried it though. I've heard it. It's like it's famous, like Mom Janet. Fortune, congrats to you. 23 years. Yes, exactly. Arizona beef is grazing near my house. They are. I know, I know. Joel, he lives in Park, Arizona. He lives near the Grand Canyon. Is where he lives, and he's got a like a big space, and in front of his yard, he sees like all kinds of animals, like deer, rabbit, all kinds of wild animals. Free range, free range. Just raised now yellow rainfall warning in Cavite. So classes may be dismissed in the province. Wow. Wow. And here, like I said, Fortune, it's sunny. It's like I have the blinds down a little so I don't get blinded by this. It's just amazing how that is. How in our area it's sunny, and then in Luzon you're getting that much rain. Thanks, ma'am. All right. Marcus Mercado, FNPC. Hi. What do you think of Guam as a home base, then travel to Southeast Asia? I've been to Guam. I've been to Guam a few times. One thing I noticed about Guam, it's not cheap. Things are expensive in Guam because I guess everything has to be shipped there. It's the same as I can't compare whether it's the same as expensive as Hawaii, but Guam is not cheap. It's a expensive place to stay because everything's got to be like it's a small island. Everything's got to be shipped or flown to the island. It's a beautiful island. I love visiting Guam. Lots of Filipinos. It's like I think half of Guam is Filipinos. It seemed like it's like Chamorro village. There's even a navy base there, and then there's an Air Force base there, Anderson Air Force Base. I've been to Anderson a few times. As a home base to travel to Southeast Asia, I mean it wouldn't be bad. It would be. To me, if you're looking for a home base in Southeast Asia, if you plan on traveling to go, places like Hong Kong, Singapore, Malaysia, Cambodia, Vietnam, I would think the Philippines would be better home base than Guam because there can't be many flights from Guam to like those Southeast Asian nations. I know in the Philippines, if you live like around Manila, there's so many direct flights to those Southeast Asia. It just depends on what you're looking for, what as far as like how close, because you figure Guam, from the Philippines, you still have to go Pacific. It's still added flight time. So if you're flying to like Cambodia, Vietnam, Thailand, I don't know, I'm not familiar enough to like how many flights from Guam go to those areas, but I have a feeling that from Guam, you still have to fly to Manila anyway, and then fly to Thailand or Vietnam or Cambodia. So if you're looking for a more direct flight to those Southeast Asian countries, Philippines would be like a good home base, I would think. If you're looking for like American style lifestyle, BGC in Manila, you can just rent a place there in BGC and then because I know if you rent a place in BGC compared to the rent in Guam, it will be comparable because like I said, Guam is not cheap. Guam, I have been there. I've been there a couple of times, and it is not cheap to live in Guam. But it's part of the United States. That's the only bonus about Guam. So, I mean, there's a lot to consider. I would have to know your situation more to make a good assessment as far as like what would be a better choice. But if I was in that situation, knowing how expensive Guam is, I would pick the Philippines. Cheaper place to rent. I could easily find a condo to use as my home base here in the Philippines and travel to Vietnam, travel to Thailand, all those places. in his service, God. All right. Have a great day. Busy. All right, Mom Janet. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ma'am Janet. You are always so kind. I appreciate you. God bless. God bless. God bless, Mom Janet. Hey, Frank and Phil. All right, Frank. We actually, Frank, I remember when we were at the Canadian Bieber, we shared the dance floor. Man, yeah, on the beach when they were playing the music, we were dancing on the beach, man. It was just so hectic that day, man. So many people. And then Dazzle and I, we were kind of watching out for Lara. Lara was like running around. Lara always attaches to my wife, Dazzle. That's why, even at the party yesterday, the minute she sees my wife, Dazzle, she like jumps at Dazzle's lap and she won't leave. She actually, you could tell, like when we were all leaving, you could tell she's like pouting a little bit that we were already leaving, that she can't be around her tita anymore. But thank you, Frank and Phil. Thank you for joining the live stream. Edgar, I'm planning on staying in a condo, but would love to cook with my smoker. But I think I will be kicked out of my condo for using a smoker on the balcony. Yeah, that, we rented a condo when we were in Iloilo City for 4 months, and I did not see anybody barbecuing, and I didn't see anybody barbecuing on the balcony. That's probably a big no-no in a condo, I would think. Just because safety reasons, you don't want to burn their condo. If you're looking for, if you're planning on smoking and things like that, you would probably need like some apartments, I'm sure, would allow it, because like here in our province, I know the apartments here, people barbecue in apartments here, but they keep it away from the building. They'll have like if the apartment is here, they'll have an area away from the apartment where the people barbecue or smoke. Yeah, condo. Yeah, I would not think they would allow that. For you to, and plus you'll smoke your neighborhood. You'll smoke your condo residents. They will be upset if like smoke is like coming out of the balcony there. JB, my BFF just flee to Aussie land to get. Oh, Aussie land. All right. She now lives there. That's so cool. That's so cool, Ma'am Janet. When I always hear people that they leave to another country, to me that's what life is all about. Adventure. It's like when people are like wanting to move to the Philippines, I always encourage them, because what's the worst thing that can happen if you come here to the Philippines and it doesn't work out, or you didn't like the Philippines? You still had the adventure. You still left your country. You still came to the Philippines, and then if it didn't work out, if you go back to your country, you have that experience. To me, that's nothing to lose with that. That to me, that's a win-win. That's a win-win situation. Frank and Bell, good luck fishing. Catch a bigger fish than Sir David. Actually, Frank, we were planning on fishing today with David, but today, out of all the days, Monday, the fish farm is closed. So, we will see David off. I think this afternoon we're gonna go to the 8 Ball Tavern at 3 p.m. with David, and they have pool tables there, so we'll probably just shoot pool and have dinner before they go back to Iloilo City, Iloilo, in their area in Iloilo tomorrow. I mean, but. It's just we didn't even I didn't even really think about the fishing thing, because I was thinking we were gonna go fishing Tuesday, and then yesterday when we were like, before we were leaving James and Karen's house, and I was like, oh man, I think Loola's is closed on Monday, and then we checked. We went to the Loola's fish farm, and sure enough, they're closed today, unfortunately. Maybe next time when they come back here, if they come back here to our area again, we can go fishing. Thanks. My wife, we were classmates since high school. Yes, Fortune had mentioned this. We chat on online, and he mentioned this to me. They were like classmates. Now each other for 40 years now. Wow, that's just amazing. That's amazing. 6 years of dating and 23 years wed. 6 years, my late father-in-law, we can't marry until she's done with med school. Wow. That's nice, Jen. Hopefully your friend is loving it. Also tell the other YouTuber crew, Frank and Fel says hello to all. Missed it due to torrential rain. All right, all right. I have seen, I subscribe to her channel, Frank, and I have seen you're very involved with like the tournament, the golf tournaments. I've been watching the videos, catching up on your videos. You know, I'm watching some of your past videos too. Good AM, Frank and Fel. I could not get it any real seafood the entire 3.5 years I was stationed in Germany. Once back stateside, I had seafood almost every day for 3 weeks. I can't blame you, right? Can't blame you, Daniel. Shout out. Makati City, all right, Makati City. And Semania, all right. K-Mark. Morning Fortune, all right. JB Manalang. This has her, it was get acquainted. She's in Sydney. She's in Sydney, all right. There's mom. There's mom. She's coming in. Hi, mom. All right, all right. My favorite Iloilo City blogger. Make me miss my home city more. Oh, okay. Hey, you need to visit, Fortune. You need to visit. You need to visit us here in Iloilo City and Panay Island. Good morning, JB. Yeah, I'm just trying to survive. Great content creators on Panay. All right, all right. Yes, I mean, great people. You know, that's why I enjoy, you know, like hanging out with, you know, with content creators. When I meet them here in Panay Island, just a fun group, a fun group. We you could tell it's just a good vibe. People just kind of supporting each other, kind of doing what we can to help each other, you know, because it's not, it's, you know, it's never competition. It's like we all want everyone to win, you know. It's like for us, we're a lot of times, for a lot of us, like for me, this is fun, you know. Vlogging to me is fun. I enjoy doing. I would not be doing it if it wasn't fun for me. And even James told me that, you know. He told me yesterday, James said, man, I think you enjoy vlogging as much as I do, you know, because I do the live streams, I do, you know, and I'm not concerned about like you know, us getting more subscribers, getting more, and even the money. It's not that about for me. It's like I just like the connection with people, and you know, it's like we don't make a lot of money with YouTube, you know, so it's not that. You know, I have my military pension, and we live well on that. It's not like we don't have that pressure as far as making money on YouTube. I just enjoy the people that I meet. You know, it's like I have more friends now because of YouTube. You know, before I was retired here, before I started YouTube, I had friends, but I don't have the multitude of friends that I have now, and I like that. You know, I've always been an extrovert. I know people tell me I look reserved, or I look when I make the videos and stuff, but if you know me outside, like the YouTube world, if we become friends, I'm pretty outgoing. I'm pretty I know how to have a good time. That's a nice love story, Fortune. It sure is. It sure is. I mean, amazing, amazing. I'm always amazed when people are married for that long, had that love story from high school. I mean, that's just awesome. That's just awesome. Amazing cannabis grows wild. They just pick it. Amazing. The shore and sea life was amazing as well. Here they're very strict. They're very strict here, Mom Janet, when it comes to cannabis. It's like you go to jail here for it. It's not even for medical reasons. They don't really. It's not used here in the Philippines, unfortunately. It's good when you start out as friends. Yes, yes. It is. It is fortune. That's how Dazzle and I started out because when we went to college together, the first year we were just friends. It's like Dazzle used to call me Kuya. I was to the whole school at SCI College Calibo when I started school there in 2012. I was the whole school's Kuya. I was like the oldest guy there almost. It's like I think the administrator of the school, we were the same age when I started school. I was like 45 years old. And my classmates, my teachers, my professors will even call me Kuya. Agree, smile. All right, Frank. Thank you, Frank. Fortune must respect and congratulations on your anniversary. For sure, man. That's like that's just amazing. That amazes me. Blessings to Janet. All right. All right. Blessings to Mom Janet. Stay well, of course. We're all always thoughts and prayers to our Mom Janet. Thanks, Edgar. JB, how is your health today? Also, use the Iloilo Airport incoming to the Philippines. It's the best kept secret on immigrant. Oh, okay. Thanks. Thanks, Frank. I have not flown in at all at Iloilo City. So one of these days, because I know they now have a direct flight. We used to be able to fly direct from Calibo to Singapore. But I know Iloilo City, they just started a direct flight to Singapore. And Singapore is one of my favorite. I mean, I can go to Singapore anytime. I just love the Singapore. That's my favorite country to visit in Southeast Asia. So once I convince Dazzle to fly again, we're going to Singapore. Good morning, Mr. Weatherman. Mr. Weatherman, Vegas Will. He goes, good morning, Mr. Weatherman. 1 month baby, right? Already 1 month? At the last time you said it, your baby's past the 1 month age. Health is good, Janet. Yes. Right, Frank? I told them here to do Hong Kong or Singapore to Iloilo. Don't pass by Manila. Yes. Yeah. I try to avoid passing through Manila on any of the flights. If I want direct flight, like I said, the Iloilo City to Singapore now is perfect. That's a perfect flight. And the last time I checked, I found a ticket for like 10,000 pesos round trip. That's like $200 a round trip to Singapore nonstop. So that's like awesome. That's like a awesome fare, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Frank FL said, yes, sir. Fortune, agree. At 40, yes, married. We are brother and sister, husband and wife, best friend. Absolutely, absolutely. I often say, even though, Dazzle and I were just hitting like our 10-year mark in April of marriage, she's my ride or die. It's like we've been, even in that short time, so I can't even imagine what 40 years, what that bond that you create. But like even the time for Dazzle and I, our time, it's like, the times when I went through my cancer treatments, or Dazzle, man, she was my rock, man. She was my motivation to like, I didn't want to go that way. I was gonna do all I can to get my health back. JB Manalang, Vegas. All right, how's it? Condos usually have a barbecue area downstairs in the common area. Otherwise, if not, they allow you to barbecue. Yeah, I think in the Philippines, I have noticed that like the barbecue area is usually away from the building, of course, and usually by like the pool area, by the swimming pool area. You can, But of course, not on the balcony. Not on the balcony of the building. That would be dangerous. I think there is a YouTuber Panay convention forming. All right. Second week of February, Boracay. All right, I'll be there. I mean, Boracay is easy for me, Frank. We're like an hour and 15 minutes to Caticlan, so that'll be easy. I'll definitely, if there is if it's a Panay YouTuber convention in Boracay, I'll be there. I'll bring. We wouldn't miss that. We would love to see everybody. The mule said steak. I mentioned. Saw that in Phil's birthday dinner. Oh, all right, the mule. Yeah, I pictured that. I remember you mentioning that, Fortune. I got that on my list to like research. That's great, you guys attend that. Great to meet fellow YouTubers. Yes, it is. It is for me. It's like it's just fun seeing people. We have the common interest. We like the same things, and and then just meeting people. It's like I've always been like outgoing. I've always been an extrovert, so I love meeting people. It's not a problem for me. Dazzle is the one that's I have to be careful, like introduce because she's lively, she's fun. Dazzle is, but she's still Filipina. Filipinas are kind of reserved for the most part. They still like their privacy. Me, man, I'm an open book, man. You can ask me anything and I'll answer it. And I think you guys can tell that from the live stream. It might take me a second to answer sometimes, but it's like you can ask me anything. It's like closed. Phil was having a heart attack with the bill. With the bill, yeah. That's the thing. That's the thing. Steakhouses. Like I said, they're not cheap, man. I know the steakhouse that they opened in Boracay, that Wolfgang. Just looking outside of that restaurant, you're gonna spend money there. Probably the same amount of money if you ate at a steakhouse in the U.S. It is not cheap. Smile. Okay, pool is fun. Aha. Even the kids when they saw the bill. I'll have to watch that video now, Fortune. I'll have to watch the video now. Are too funny. Yes, mule is incredible. Good that Iloilo's golf is back to life. I love the golf. It's not cheap. Yeah. Well, they got golf in Boracay, Frank. If you go to Boracay, fairways and blue water, I know they got golf. I don't golf, so I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know prices or anything like that. I think I've golfed one time in my entire life at Misawa Air Base. It was like a squadron function where all the hospital people, we had to play golf, and I was terrible at it. So I was like, this is not my game. But I could imagine, even in Boracay, golf, it would not be cheap there either. And I noticed in Boracay, the people, I have stayed at ferries in Blue Water. I noticed like all the caddies in Boracay were female. I did not see a male caddy in Boracay. All of them are female. All of it, they're dressed in like a golf caddy outfit, like green, and not a single male caddy. That was one thing I noticed at the golf course at Fairways and Blue Waters in Boracay. And they all had everybody golfing at Fairways. I noticed had the golf carts. So it can't be cheap. I'm sure it's pretty pricey to play golf at that country club. 6 months dating, 40 years, still serve my hubby first. All right. That's awesome, Mom Janet. Ginno needs to ride Frank's quad. It would make a great video. All right, man. I'm gonna start. Like I said, I'm gonna start watching Frank's video. So I'll look for that quad. It's like I'm pretty. I mean, I'm pretty balanced still. For I still skateboards. So I haven't given up on mountain bike, but I ride Dazzle's bicycle. She's got like that bicycle right there. So I have good balance. So balance has never been an issue for me. If that's important, riding the quad. I have never watched your live. It's very positive and upbeat. This would be a great morning, a coffee. You are well adept at this. Oh, thank you for the kind words, sir. I appreciate that, Frank. Appreciate that so much. That's why I keep doing the live stream. It seems to be positive. I'm all about positivity. It's like I don't know. It's like I mentioned, I'm a cancer survivor, so I'm just happy to be alive, brother. It's like I'm just happy to be alive. Each morning I wake up and I see the sunrise. I'm just happy. It's like people told me, you're always smiling, you're always upbeat, happy. Man, when you go through like 12 chemo treatments and 33 radiation treatments, you are just happy to wake up. You're just happy to be like thankful each day. I'm just grateful each day when I get up and I can look at another sunrise. I can walk another sunset. It's like it's a blessing. It's a blessing. It's like and that's why I try to pass that to people all the time that I meet. Man, don't take things for granted. We get busy with things in our life. We get busy sometimes with like nonsense. There's a lot of things in people's lives sometimes that when people ask me for advice, focus on what's important. Focus with your family, your health, and then your relationship with God. That's those to me are like the most important things. Congrats on the 10th. All right, it's coming up still. It's not till April. It's not till April, Fortune. But we know for us it'll be a mile. If I know it'll be a milestone for us, because for me and Dazzle, ever since we met each other in college, we went to college for 4 years, and then right at graduation, 2 weeks later, we got married. From 2016 to today, we spend every single day together, 24/7, pretty much. It's like I cannot remember the time when I had to go somewhere or that. Maybe Dazzle going to Katiklan and she would spend an overnight in Katiklan. That was the only time that we're not together. We're together 24/7 every day. That's why, we're just attached to each other. We do everything together. You can do a short flight like Bohol, Fortune. Yes, they just started that, Fortune, like from Iloilo City. Direct flight to Bicol, direct flight to Panglao, Bohol, to Dumaguete, and I'm sure more direct flight. I mean, Iloilo City, even though I haven't used the airport, I know it's gonna be like the hub for Western Visayas, our area here, Panay Island, that's the place. That's the place to be. It's like to fly out of. It's just a great city. Great city. I always tell people, to me, in my eyes, Iloilo City is the best city in the Philippines. Hey, Tanya, hello, Tanya. Glad you can make the live stream, Tanya. Thank you so much. Congrats on the 40th, Ma'am Janet. My parents celebrate 55. Wow. Father is 83, turning, and mother is 79. Tanya, hey, Tanya, all right. That's amazing, Fortune. Exactly. It's never a competition. It's about community and extending the hand. The universe will do it. Amen, Mom Janet. That's what it's all about. To me, that's why I think that's what I do. When people contact me, man, I'm eager to help. Like I said many times on my live stream, man. The rest of my life, I just want to do good and be good. That's all I want. It's like if I accomplish that, if I do good and be good, it'll get me up there. It'll get me up there. It'll get when it's my time to be judged. I should earn some points. I should earn some points. Ay, Tanya. Hope they have more years. Yes, yes, of course, Fortune. You talk too much. Like me, hey. And that's the thing, it's like, I can go on and on. And Dazzle, my wife Dazzle, Frank, she always gives me a hard time. She always tells me, man, you talk too much. She's like, and I can, it's like, I got all these stories in my head, I guess, it's like, when, I tried, Dazzle usually will like tap me, like when we're in a group, it's like she has to like tap me, make sure I don't talk too much because I get going and I just like, that's why this is perfect. The live streams are like perfect for me because somebody can just comment and I can go off from that, just so many stories, so many experiences in my life, 20 years in the military, I traveled all stationed in different countries and traveled and a lot of experiences, a lot of military vets and military retirees, they can relate to me, they can relate to my experiences, my being state, I was when I went to the United States, I was when I got to the United States, from going from all boys Catholic school in the Philippines, my whole elementary years, first grade to sixth grade, I went to an all boys Catholic private school in the Philippines, and then all of a sudden, here I was, 12 years old. I'm in the United States. I'm put into like the private school no more. I'm now in a public school in Long Beach, California. It's like the chaos. The chaos. I went from being from a strict choir boy, altar boy, to all of a sudden I'm like walking the halls in the U.S. and I'm going like, what the heck is this? It's like, like the chaos, the opening of the locker rooms, going from class to class, it's like people yelling and screaming in the hallways. I'm like, it was just a shock, it was a shock for me going to school in the United States. My wife lost her mom last March. Oh, sorry to hear that, Fortune. Sorry to hear that. And father, so just happy I know, right? Fortune, that's how I look at things now, I treasure my friends, my family and friends. I treasure them because I always tell people, man, always tell your friends and family you love them, and hug them before you leave, before I get together, before you depart, because man, you just never know. And I'm sure everybody's gone through that. Where it's like, you just hear news, oh, this person so and so passed away, and it's like, man, you wish you had more time with that person. JB said no one talks more than you, Frank. That's funny. Perfect live stream. Non-stop thought process. Keep up the... Oh, thank you, Frank. Thank you for the encouragement, my friend. Appreciate that. Appreciate the kind words. Most things you can't take it with you, but in transition, if you are kind in this world, it goes with you. I believe that, Ma'am Janet. That's why I'm not focused anymore in like material things. I don't buy things. I don't accumulate things. I'm more of a minimalist now because, like, to me, I enjoy experiences now more than material things. It's like I did that life when I was in the United States. I did the material life. I had a Ford Mustang. I had a sports car. I had like a mountain bike. I had a speed road touring bikes. I got clothes, Air Jordans. I've done that. And this point of my life, like you said, you can't take that with you. You can't take that with you. So but I do like providing that to, I do like being able to provide that to the Dazzle, Lyanna, and mom. I do like spoiling them. But for me, it's like no longer into like a lot of material things. I'm content. I'm content. I just want good experiences in my life now. Join us always, Frank. Usually morning, but depends on when Gino gets up. You depends on when I get up, and then when I take Lyanna to school, and then of course sometimes there's things that come up. That's why I don't really schedule them anymore. I used to schedule the live stream, but now, I just make sure it's my coffee time, so I'll get on the live stream, and then I try to keep it now, in 2 hours is the limit. That way, I don't want to take up too much of everybody's time. Okay. Will do, sir, Fortune. All right. Tanya, there is a lot of new Filipino expression and slang that I don't know. Same here, man. Tanya, I have to learn from Lyanna. Lyanna's like my go-to as far as like keeping up with the times, being hip. That I usually have to check with Lyanna. I left the Philippines 20 years ago. When you move back, let me make sure I plug this in because I don't want to lose you guys. When you move back, how easy was it to catch on to the current Filipino slang? I don't think it's a big deal, Tanya. Like I know I've learned more over time. There's terms like afam. I didn't know what afam is before, or that sana all, or the thing you catch on easy, and it's not a big deal. If what I do is when I don't know, I just ask. I'll ask Lyanna or ask Dazzle or ask anybody. What does that mean? What does that new slang that I haven't heard? And they're always coming up with slang, of course, but not a big deal. I wouldn't worry about it. Hala, right? Hala, that's it. Hala. You can catch up. Yes, you can catch up, and then it's not a big deal if like for me, if I'm not hip, I'm not hip to the slang. It don't bother me. It's like that just means I'm old. It's like I'll be 59 here. In about 9 days. I'll be 59 years old. So I'm not young anymore. So I know I'm not hip anymore. Dazzle even and Lyanna, when they look at me, they're like. Especially Lyanna. Lyanna is the one that, dang, she's like computing in her head. Lyanna's 12 years old. She even calls Dazzle old, and Dazzle's only gonna be 30. So imagine what Lyanna looks at me when I'm gonna be 59. That I must feel ancient. To Lyanna. I watch your live. Very interesting content. I subbed. All right. JB, I think depends on age group of your circle too, Tanya. All the young ones have their own. They do. JB, like Lyanna. It's like I know she's got. And then here in the province, Lyanna's Aklanon. They speak Aklanon, so that's another. Sometimes I don't know what they're saying, but Lyanna's my go-to person for if I had a question as far as slang and things like that, I always ask Lyanna. Thank you, service. Very kind. Our content. Striving to be different is all over the map. Yes. Tanya, the Filipino expressions I know or use will give. It will, Tanya. It will. It's like it definitely will, because if it's 20 years and you know the expression, and then when you say, but it's no big deal. That's not no big deal. Did your internet get upgraded, Frank? Do you have a schedule for your life? All right. I've heard very positive about Ginno. Oh, thank you, Frank. Thank you. I had melanoma. Oh man, I didn't know, Frank. Well, we got that in common. I think that changed me, after going through my treatments. I was an upbeat person anyway even before my treatments. And then even while I was going to treatments, I was still vlogging. But after I went through that, I was done. I was cleared. I'm been cleared now. A few MRIs. I've been clear of cancer now. I just have a better appreciation of everything. And I know Frank can relate to that because it's a certain thing when you go through like a life and death situation. It's like it changes you. It changes the way you think about things. Your priorities change. Hi, bro. Hey, Rev Fred. Hey, Rev Fred. Hey, bro. Just finished watching Karen's birthday. Yours and theirs looked like fun. Yes, I'll have to do that. I'll catch up on the videos after this live stream. Yes, JB, but there's more to the story. Bless you. All right. Don't rub it in, Fred. Don't rub it in, Fred. Hi, Fred. Whatever did you not go? All right, Fred. LOL. 3 reasons. Yes, Ginno, I agree. Great to meet and respect as always. Yes, yes. Lily, all right. Thank you, Mama Janet. Thank you. Rev Fred, bless you too. How much cash do you have right now? LOL, joke. Joke, how much money? Good morning, Ginno. Good morning, James and Karen. Good morning. Downpour, tournament, rain, boo-booed. All right, Frank and Bell. Rev Fred, thank you. Appreciate it. Frank, do you play golf? Me, I don't, man. If the question was to me, I don't. I played golf one time, and I was horrible at it. And it was like during my military years, I was forced to play it when I was stationed at Misawa Air Base, but never played again. My reserve here to win. Vegas. My reserve here after win and all those repairs to go another. Oh, nice, Mom Janet. You got some reserve. You had some left winnings from your winnings. James is awake. James is awake. James is awake. Well, you're invited. All right. Thank you, Frank. Thank you. I will go to that in February though. If we do the Panay in Boracay, like a vloggers meet, I'll go to that for sure. I'll go to that. As long as they fix. Frank, my dad played. He had fur golf covers on his clubs. We thought that was crazy. You thought that was crazy. I know, I know that gear is expensive, man. I know golf clubs aren't cheap. I know. I just watched the part. Looks like a good time. Yes, it was a great time. Fred, we all had a great time at the party. I have a fuzzy gopher service. James with his third coffee for the day. Third coffee for the day. I limit to one. I limit my, everything in moderation now for me. Maybe 2 at the most. Maybe 2 coffees at the most. But usually my 1 cup, the one you see me drinking, that's it for me for the day. Everything in moderation for me now. I might have a beer, 1 beer on special occasions. Like I remember, I think when I was at the Canadian Beaver, I think I can't remember if it was Edward, but somebody bought me a beer while I was there. So I said, "Hey, okay, I'll have 1 beer," and that's all I had. That Canadian Beaver celebration, I had 1 beer. Like I said, everything in moderation now. I have to be careful with my health, my creatinine level, my lab work level. So I'm always like watching my lab work. I always have to get lab work now because. When you're recovering from cancer, they have to monitor your lab work and also MRI every 6 months to see if it comes back. I can relate to all you went through. I did same for. I know. And like you said, Mom Jan, we're the same. It said, and it's not over, and it's not over for me. I know that. It's like I'm told by my oncologist, the longer I stay cancer free, the better for me. But with cancer, it's one of those things. It can come back anytime, and that's why And I know that, that's why I just try to live my best life each day. I just try to do good things, and then uh, go to my appointments, go to my lab work appointments, and then go to my every 6 months MRI in Medical City, Iloilo. I have to go there every 6 months. My next one is October. October is my next MRI. Thank you, Daniel. It says like more. Thank you, Daniel. Appreciate that. Yep, I got a budget saved to go in November. Meantime, gardening and finish flooring. All right, that's a good hobby. Great hobby, gardening. Mom, she's turning into like our backyard here. What I did with our backyard is I cemented it all. When we first moved here, our lot is not that big. We have 80 square meters, 88 square meters. Our house here is only 40 square meters. So we have about 48 square meters of yard to park our car, to park our tricycle, laundry area. But I got tired of weed whacking, removing that grass. That carabao grass is what they called it here. It was just growing so fast. And then bugs, when you have carabao grass, there's bugs that come with it. So I decided to cement everything. So I don't have a piece of grass on our lot here where we live. But Mom, she's got all these clay pots. There's an area here, it's called Lezo Aklan, handmade pottery, and Mom's got a collection of it now. And she's got all kinds of plants now there. She's got lemon, she's got tomato, she's got ginger, she's planting everything out there. But it's nice because it's turning our yard green, without the grass, I don't mind the plants at all, the pots. It makes it all nice and green. I just didn't like the grass. That carabao grass is what they called. It just grew so fast, especially during the rainy season, man. I couldn't keep up with it. I couldn't keep up with the grass, man. I was like, man. And, I'm retired, man. I'm supposed to be retired, and I'm out here cutting grass. I said, forget it. I'm cementing this yard. Upper fourth and tap screen on your cell helps the channel. All right. Thank you, Mom Janet. Fortune. Last time in 2019. Oh, it's time to go. Fortune. That's 6 years ago. Time to go to Iloilo City. What's last month? Sorry. Oh, no worries. Hey, man, like I said, Fortune, I know when people go to Boracay Island, usually it's like for a 3-day, 4-day. That's a lot of things. When people come to Boracay for those 3 or 4 days, they're in a full agenda things to do. A lot of times what happens is people get up really early. They'll get up at sunrise at 5:30 and have the whole day planned out. Okay. Walk on the beach, 9 o'clock, go on an island hopping tour, go on the Parao sailboat at 5 p.m., so, and then evening time, dinner, you got fire dance, it's busy. When people vacation in Boracay, it's a busy time for them, seeing people, meeting people, hanging out with friends. But next time, Fortune, for sure. I will at least get you a cup, man. Get you the coffee with Ginno cup. I got someone reserved here, Fortune. I got one with your name on it, man. I gave James one yesterday, and I also gave one to David. So they got one of the coffee with Ginno cups. Free at all. I don't sell the cups. I want the cups to be a gift from us, So anytime we meet up, we do anything, I'll try my best to make sure you all get a cup. You all get a cup from me. Honey Air Junior. This is Junior. That's the name, Junior. Good morning from San Jose. Just chilling here at my house with my awesome Junior. Awesome. Great story. Life stuff. Love it. Thank you, Frank. Fortune, they are blessings bestowed. Congrats to them. Belus, all right, Belus Traveler. I'm glad you caught me, man. I'm glad you caught the live stream. Morning, Kuya. We need to get you up to. Oh, no worries, man. I don't worry about the subs, man. For me, it's like that's why I don't like push it or man. I have plenty of things to do already with our channel. People contacting me, asking for my help. Wanting to move to Panay Island. I'm busy already. So of course, more subscribers are good, but I have enough to handle now. It's like even Dazzle even tells me, and I have to be careful, Belus, because I'm still a recovering cancer patient, so I can't overdo things, and I know that, that's why I always pace myself. I always know when it's time to rest. I always get my 8 hours of sleep every night. I'm in bed by 8 p.m. I wake up at 4:30. That's my routine. And then today, Mom and Dazzle, they'll have lunch prepared. One thing for me, man, it's like with Mom, Dazzle, and Lyanna, they don't want me to lift a finger in this house. I do not do anything in this house because they always, oh, you need to rest, Kuya. You need to rest. And I do. I take that to heart because rest is important to me. Resting, sleeping, eating right, exercise, my morning walk. My health is the most important as far as like my day-to-day agenda. YouTube is like a hobby. It's fun for me to do. I love meeting friends on YouTube, but for me, it's still my health. I'm still recovering, man. I got diagnosed with cancer February of 2023. So I'm not out of the woods yet. They say, my oncologist told me, once I reach like the 5-year point of cancer free, then my chances of cancer coming back lessen. So and I take his advice. I always make sure I get rest, and I may always make sure. Lot of crime making the news, painting the Philippines as dangerous. What say you, Belus? I don't believe. I mean, crime to me, Belus, it's like anything else in the world. It depends on where you are. It's like even if when I lived in Los Angeles, there's areas in Los Angeles that I wouldn't venture out at night. Any city, when I go to any city, I usually know, I know in my head, I ask people, like, if I go to that city, what areas to avoid at night, or how's the crime rate. But I have never felt like the Philippines is a dangerous place. I know I saw that article, I think it was a company out of Canada that they made the Philippines a #1 unsafe place to go as tourists, and then they retracted it. They retracted the story, and they're apologizing to the Philippine tourism. But I don't think that was right of them to do that, for one, because you got to be careful when you say announce things like that and have to retract, because there's vloggers already that vlogged about it. It's been talked about. It went viral that, like you said, dangerous, but I don't consider the Philippines dangerous. Like I said, there are places in the Philippines that I would not go myself. I've never been to Mindanao. Nothing against Mindanao, but for me, the State Department, the U.S. Embassy in Manila has a constant warning to people to travel to Mindanao. So, of course, me being a military guy, I would listen, to those warnings. I know it's safe. I know there's plenty of Americans that I know that live in Mindanao, but to me, it's one of those places. To me, it's like, well, there's so many other places in the Philippines, Visayas, Luzon, that I can go where there's not a travel advisory like that, So to me, there's a reason why they have a travel advisory in Mindanao. So I listen. But, everybody's got their own choice. They it's like we're all bombarded with news, bombarded with warning. We all have to make our own choice. But for me, I've never felt unsafe here in the Philippines. Not in Panay Island, not here in Aklan Province. If anything, this has been some of the safest places I've ever been. Being in the military, it's like we were at some dangerous places during my 20 years in the military. Ginno, Yes, the soul balance in taking care of others and actually become self-sufficient. Isn't God amazing? It's a shedding process. Yes, yes. I'm always thankful how my life, um, I don't discuss politics and I don't discuss religion in the channel, but I've always had a good relationship with the Lord. And I keep it to myself. That's I try to keep that private. But it's like I'm blessed. I'm blessed that way because I know it's different for everybody, and I respect everybody's religion. Or if you don't have religion, I respect that too. But for me, I feel blessed that I have that relationship. Well said, sir. Well said, sir. All right, all right. 54 here. All right, all right. Belus, hey, it's global to me. All right. Okay, I'm gonna try to rush through these comments now because we're coming up to like the 2 hour mark. And I always try to keep it within 2 hours. That way it's not too long for everyone. Agree. Priorities change dramatically. You have to, so you survive. Bellis, thanks, bro. Service, God, wife. Say no to vlogging. Say no to vlogging. Hey, man. You have enough in your hands, Belus. I mean, you're running a farm. I see you're running a homestead. You're running a farm, man. So that you got plenty. You're plenty to do already. Plenty to do. What are we gonna eat? All right, Frank. Who all showed up to the party? Bloggers. I know Mike, that Philippines channel, the Philippines Life. Mike and Kat and Laura were there, and Anne. I guess Anne is another vlogger. I just met her there. Me and then James and Karen. I think that's about it. That's about who showed up. But good turnout. I mean, there's you can see on the video there was a good turnout, and we all had a great time. It was a fun party. Just good to see good people. To me, I always try to surround myself with good people because with all the stuff that happening in the world, all the negative things that we see. When you're around good people, it just brings a smile to your face. Kind of like puts everything in perspective because there's still good people in the world. That's why I love being James' friend because I can tell James is a good guy, man. I love talking to him. I love being around good people. Mike and his family, Ginno and his family, and a guy from Quebec that I've seen in lots of videos, a couple of other guys that I've seen in other videos. Yeah, William, I saw William there. He's not a vlogger, but I see William all the time. He's from Scandinavia. He's got that accent, the Scandinavian country. Now, I always talk to him a little bit. He lives in Calibo. He's building a house now. He was renting for the longest time, but now he's building a home. I mentioned Bohol because we plan to bring the kids there. My wife and I went there. Oh yeah, Bohol is awesome, man. I love Bohol, man. That's a great trip. We went there 2022. 3 years ago. I'd go back to Bohol tomorrow. It's so nice there. Cancer is a cell. It can aggregate hot food, etc. Always room temperature. Ginno, you see and calm. There is success. Yes. I've read so much about cancer, and I think I got it, figured out. So. But you never know. But I'm doing all I can. I'm doing all I can to stay healthy. And part of it is not overdoing things, not overexerting myself. I'm getting older now, 259, but still, I know my limits. I don't have the same endurance anymore. I used to be a runner. I used to run 3-5 miles every other day, but I don't run anymore. But I walk a lot. I do walk a lot. Sometimes jog even, but no more running for me. Well, I'm definitely looking forward to getting my cup. Of course, Red Fred, you got a cup coming to you, man. I'm sorry for calling you bro. Oh no, bro. Yeah, you call me bro, man. People call me bro all the time. Brother, bro. It's like, you know, service God. Yes, yes. Thank you, Baluz. Salute. All right. Good morning, Lucita, my good friend in Maine. All right, Lucita, thanks for joining the live stream. I'm trying to get through the comments now because we're sneaking up here on the 2 hour mark. All right, good thing. I got to the bottom. Thank you, Ginno. Thank you, John. God bless. Take care. Oh, Chocolate Hills, yeah. Uh, I did. We did that. We did the whole Bohol when we went there. We did the tar sphere. That's an experience, They seem so big, on pictures, but they're so tiny. They can fit like in your hand. And not that you can hold them. You can't touch them. They're like, but the angles of the pictures, and that's how they make the tarsiers look big. But very interesting animals, the tarsier. And then Chocolate Hills, we went there. We went swimming, Dazzle and I. We actually dove in the water where the cave was. There's a cave and there's a pool of water in the cave. We went swimming there. We went to Balikasag Island. It's an island. We went dolphin. I mean, Bohol is just so much fun. It's like I said, I would go back there. Easy to rent a motorbike. You can rent, back then anyway, 3 years ago, you can rent a 125cc scooter electric. I don't, it's funny because I have Bumblebee, our tricycle Bumblebee, but I don't know how to ride a motorbike. Like a manual motorbike. I'll ride a scooter, like the automatic electric start, just the gas on the handle and brake. I can ride that all day. But don't make me ride a motorbike, motorcycle with a clutch and all that. I don't know how to do that, I never rode motorbike in my entire life. My mom never allowed us to ride a motorbike. So when I bought Bumblebee, the scooter on Bumblebee in 2016, that's the first motorbike I've ever ridden in my life. So I was a little nervous when I bought it at the dealership because I had to take it home from the dealership to the house here. And I was like, I had my helmet. I wore like a jacket with reflector, and it was daytime. It wasn't even nighttime, but I was like, man, I wasn't sure, whether I could do it, but I did. It was only like a 5 kilometer from Calibo to here to our house. And then when I got into the subdivision here, during that time, there was only like 6 houses. We're like the number 6 house here. So there were, I had plenty of time to practice in the subdivision. And even that, I rode that. I was practicing. After owning the motorbike a few months, I decided to put a sidecar on it because I still didn't feel safe because I'm not, I'm good with bicycles. I got good balance, but it's another thing to ride a motorcycle here or a motorbike, scooter here in the Philippines. It's because the other people, if you're riding even in Calibo on a single motorbike, you're up against people. You're like side by side with people around you, passing you, cutting in front of you. So if you're not an experienced motorcycle rider like I am, I'm a novice. I'm a rookie riding a motorbike. I was nervous. That's why I put the sidecar. After my first trip to the Philippines, LOL, I was hooked after visiting Balikbayan ba? You're like hooked, Like me, I'm fine, with the sidecar, with the tricycle. I'll ride that, but I still would be a little nervous if I had to ride a single, like even a scooter. It's just because, like I said, it's just the amount of motorbikes here. Like if I ride in Calibo, there's just so many motorbikes, so many tricycles, and we know when they ride the motorcycles here, when they get into intersection, they kind of slow down a little bit, but it's almost like, like who goes, and then somebody will zoom past, when they think they got you beat on the intersection. All right, I'm gonna end the live stream right here. We're like at a 2 hour mark already. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining the live stream. I really appreciate everyone's support. Hey, Ray, all right, Ray Ado, my good friend in Sacramento, California. Let's say heading home, listening to your live after our month. All right, all right. Ray is very active with military retiree organizations in his area in Sacramento, California. VFW. He wears his retired military uniform proudly, does the color guard. You know, it's like Ray is awesome. All right, brother. All right, Ray. Safe driving, my friend. Salamat po. Salamat dyan. Salamat. Salamat, everyone. Thank you again for joining the live stream. JB, all right. Bye all. Bye all. Take care. Take care, everyone. Have a good day. And everyone, please stay blessed.